Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Natasha, and today I'm going to be updating you guys on where I'm at in my journey since I recently left my full-time corporate job. So if you've been following me or you watched my last video, you would know that I quit my job in tech sales. It was for a pretty prestigious company. It was pretty high paying, and I kind of just left it. I did create a decent exit plan, and I had a strategy, and I had goals and intentions for why I was leaving. I'm sure many of you are in a similar position to what I was in, where you feel kind of stagnant, out of alignment, not good emotionally or physically in your job. Especially working from home is a whole different ballgame than going to the office. Not that going to the office is easier, but they come with different stressors for your environment and also the way you live your life. So whether you're going to the office, that's going to be a stressor because you're going to have to wake up earlier. It's more time consuming, sitting in traffic, getting ready, all of that. But then also when you're working from home, like I was, you are kind of in isolation all day, staring at a computer screen to interact with people, and you kind of are just doing your job and you don't have that social aspect, which as humans, we kind of really need that socialization to function properly. So there are many different pros and cons to working from home or going to the office, but for me personally, I was not feeling good at all. It was really taking a toll on me, emotionally, mentally, and physically with my health, and I knew I needed to get out. But I do have a whole video on that and why I quit and how I did it and all of that. So I will leave a link to that in the description down below if you want to check that out. I think it would make a lot more sense, or this video would make a lot more sense if you watch that one. So I'll let that one do the talking. But I did want to update you guys on where I'm at right now in my life. It is mid-February, or it is mid-April right now. Wow. And I quit my job in mid-February. So it's been a couple months of this transition phase for me. And of course, I'm still in a transition. I'm not trying to go into another job. I'm actually working on my own thing, my own kind of entrepreneurial journey, which I have been sharing kind of about my Amazon FBA journey. And I do have videos on that. I just posted one recently. I filmed it yesterday actually, so it should be up by now, about how I stayed motivated during that journey and all of that. But some other things have been happening in my life that I really wanted to update you guys on, because obviously travel is a huge part of my life, and I did mention that I was gonna go to Brazil or move out of the country before, but I'm actually not going to Brazil for many reasons. Brazil's not faring too well right now, as most of you probably know, with the COVID situation. And then I was planning on going to Mexico, but not back to Tulum. If you are new, I was living in Mexico for a few months last year. I lived in Playa del Carmen and Tulum, but I was going to go to a different part of Mexico. Let's go back to March. So March was kind of a difficult and kind of turbulent time for me because I was still transitioning out of my job, and this job was really taking a toll on me physically. Like, my health was not doing well. I was really suffering from extreme burnout. It was causing complications. I was extremely exhausted. And when I quit my job, I didn't really give myself that break that I needed. I kind of just jumped straight into my business and getting things off the ground and not resting like I should have. I quit my job, and immediately the next day I was still waking up at like 5:30 in the morning, going to 6 a.m. yoga, starting my day at 8 a.m., working on my own business from 8 a.m. to like maybe 8 p.m. and then doing my inner work. Like, inner work and meditation and journaling and just staying on top of all of that for me is part of who I am. One, it is relaxing and everything, but it's also part of my business. It's part of the content that I create and making sure that I can share that with you guys. So while I love doing it and it's a passion of mine, it's easy to blur the lines between business and personal and pleasure, because as someone who's starting their own business, you are running your own schedule. You're not on a clock from 8 to 5 and then you kind of flip a switch. You're always working, you're always thinking, and I love that personally. That's what I want. I want to be intertwining what I'm passionate about with the career I choose, because it's not about the career for me. It's about the lifestyle. It's about the life that I want to live and what I want to do in this world and how I want to leave my mark. So I'm not focused on my dream job, my dream career, what I want to do to earn money. I'm focused on how do I want to live my life and how do I want to impact others, and how can I do that in a way where it supports me. So I have the order of importance based on that rather than money. And of course, when I believe personally that if you are doing what you're aligned with and you're following your purpose, in Sanskrit it's called your dharma, to find your purpose in life on what you should be doing and why you're placed here on this earth. When you follow that and you are in alignment with it, everything flows together. And money is a mindset, money is energy to me, so that will flow into my life. And I've noticed that in the past couple months, everything shows up and happens at the perfect time. So I was in a car accident recently. Actually, it was a week ago today. I was in a decently bad car accident. I was not really hurt, other than just like getting jolted and a bit of whiplash. So thankfully, no one was really injured seriously from it, but I was T-boned. It did cause a lot of damage to my car and I was not expecting it. But then literally as it happened, I thought back to maybe a few days prior when I was going for a walk with my friend and we were just having a conversation, and she had some hail damage to her car, and I put it out there in the universe. I literally said that would be the last thing that I need, is to get like in a small accident or have something happen to my car right now. Because as you know, I quit my job, so I'm not really earning a stable amount of money right now. It's kind of sporadic. If I get jobs here and there through my social media and through my business, I don't have something, I'm not receiving a paycheck every 2 weeks or every month. Lo and behold, I got in a car accident and it happened and I was a bit startled, but I was not really upset. I didn't feel depressed. I didn't feel sad. I was just kind of like, it could have been so much worse. And I'm so grateful that it happened how it did. We exchanged information and we kind of took care of it. And my car's in the shop. I have a rental car right now. And it wasn't my fault either. So that was good for me. It affected my car, and of course that's going to cause depreciation and whatnot, but it didn't impact me too much where it's going to steer me off. And at the same time, I really thought, wow, this happened to me for a reason. Like, something is going to come out of this and it's going to be great, and it's going to push me further forward in the direction where I need to be, and this is going to make me stronger and all of these things. So those were the thoughts that were going through my head, and I was even thinking to myself, Natasha, you're crazy. Like, what is wrong with you? I literally got in this accident. I went to meet my friend to pick up some vegan brownies that were so good, and I literally went to the park and I laid in the grass and read a book and ate these brownies, and I was like, life is good. Like, my car has damage to it, but I'm literally laying here in the sun on a beautiful spring day. Life is good. And so that's the idea that I had in my head when it was happening. So all of these things are kind of flowing together, you know? Like, I don't know exactly what the purpose of that accident was or like how it's going to benefit me, but I feel like it happened for a reason. Everything's happening for a reason. I'm getting jobs as I need money for supporting myself, supporting my business, investing in my business, whatever it is. And of course, YouTube is a huge part of my business and it's what I want to do as a career. So you watching this video is actually really helping me because it helps the algorithm, it grows my channel, gives me watch time, whatever it is. And another way that you can help me is by sharing this video, liking it, subscribing obviously, and leaving me a comment. You can comment whatever you want. Try and make it nice because I like to keep good vibes on my channel, but sending these videos to your friends, to family, sharing them on Instagram, tagging me in things. If you like my video, if you learned something from me, tag me. I will repost it, and it just really makes me feel like what I'm doing has a purpose. I received a message yesterday from someone who's been following me for quite a long time. She said that she found me from my budgeting tips video for being an Auxiliar in Spain. And I posted that video over 2 years ago, probably almost 2 years ago now. So she's been following me for a long time, but this is the first time she messaged me and she told me how much I inspired her. And it's literally these things, like these messages that you guys send me that keep me going and literally they fill me up. They fill me up in every single way. And I don't know how to explain how much gratitude I have towards all the people that support me or watch my content or resonate with it, and how I want to create a community here, because I know not everyone thinks this way. Not everyone wants to move to another country or quit their job or have this instability, but have a trust in the universe. So when I do find people who do think the same way as me, it is so refreshing, and it just makes me feel so happy that other people are also choosing to live like this and be true to themselves and not live in fear, because that's the worst thing you can do, is living in fear of what could happen if you fail or this and that, because you are gonna fail. I've failed many times, and I've failed a lot recently, like in the past couple of months since I quit my job. And it's just how you look at that failure is what matters. Like, do you cry about it? Do you get down on yourself, depressed? Do you get pessimistic? Or do you take that failure and you think, okay, how am I gonna learn from this? This is leading me closer to where I need to be. That wasn't meant for me. I'm gonna meet someone who's going to help me. And I've been feeling kind of down in some ways lately, I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes, like with my business, I'm not gonna say what parts of my business, but they haven't been working properly. I've hit some roadblocks and some obstacles, and I go to my friends who are entrepreneurs. And this is my advice to you: if you are going down this road, make friends who are entrepreneurs, befriend these people, grow your network. And a lot of people, especially a lot of people close to me, they are asking me, they're saying, how do you meet people? How do you have so many friends? How do you grow your network? I want to be more like that. And I'm like, you just have to put yourself out there. Like, I'm putting myself out there right now. I'm being vulnerable. I'm telling you the challenges I'm facing, and I'm asking you for things, and you guys can ask me for things, and that's creating a community, and that's how you grow your network. You just have to be out there. You can't have your guards up all the way. Of course, you need to set boundaries, but you also need to be open to new ideas, open-minded, and just talk to people, message people. If someone inspires you, message them. I do it all the time to people who I follow. I am always sending messages in their DMs or commenting on their posts or saying what I love about their content, because giving that feedback not only helps you, it helps them. So every time you guys tell me something you like about the content I create, I know to create more of that. Or if you tell me you don't like something, I know that might not be the best thing for me to be speaking about or to create. Or maybe I don't care because it's negative or it supports me and it supports what I want to do personally, so I'll continue creating it. But the moral of the story is that you need to be vocal, you need to be open-minded, and you need to just be open to failing. You need to be open to whatever life hands to you and just take it in stride and keep moving forward. So going back to what I was saying about March, and I was feeling super lost, and I was planning to move to Mexico or move to Brazil to kind of be with myself. My cortisol was through the roof. I got blood work done. I was showing a lot of inflammation in my body, and I was also showing my autoimmune markers were up, so that could have meant that I was developing an autoimmune disease, and I just felt really horrible within myself physically. Like, I was so ill physically that it was almost causing me to fall back into depression. And I had depression a few years ago. It also was triggering an eating disorder in me, and it was really triggering all of these things that I worked so freaking hard to cure myself of for so many years. And that's when I knew that this job needed to go, and my health and my well-being is paramount to any amount of money, any amount of like recognition or whatever it is, like societal standards. you need to put your health first, because if you don't have your health, you're not going to have anything. And I mentioned this in my other video, how it's so funny how when you don't have health care and you're living your best life, you're living a life that's true to you, you don't need to go see the doctor. You don't need these things. But when you are working a job that you're unaligned with and that you don't feel is serving you, that's when you need to go to the doctor. And I was going to the doctor so much. They were doing all these tests on me when I was working for this company. And guess what? My health insurance didn't even cover everything. I still have so many medical bills, which I'm paying off right now from when I was working for the company. So it's like, now I don't feel the need to see the doctor. I'm doing the 75 hard challenge. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I'll leave the information right here. Basically, you have to work out twice a day for 45 minutes a day, drink a gallon of water, follow a diet, no cheat meals, no alcohol, read 10 pages a day. Maybe there's something else, but it'll be right here. The funny thing is with this challenge, I'm doing it with a few other girls, which is so great to have a support group and people kind of motivating you to work out, because it's not easy to work out twice a day. But I already feel so much better in my body. I feel like the weight that I gained from the stress is kind of melting away slowly, and I'm feeling like myself again. If you take care of yourself and you give yourself the time of day to feel good and work as you should and really align with like how your body functions, like maybe some days you are more tired than others, because we don't all function like robots on this 8 to 5 clock, Monday to Friday, and then we have 2 days to literally cram the rest of our lives into and then go back to work on Monday. So I'm loving being able to work around my body, work around my mind and my cycles and everything like that. It's so beneficial, and it's also helping me create better quality work. So that's a huge thing. And while I was going to go to Mexico and Brazil to kind of be alone and focus on myself, and I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to fully relax while I was there, because I'm in such a huge transition phase and a building phase where if I went, I would just be pausing all of my aspirations for business, and I know this is not the right time to do that. So I decided to stay. I created my LLC. I got a lot of my projects on the road. I kind of found more clarity within my own business and the different avenues I'm going down. I talked to a lot of people who have also helped guide me, and I feel a lot better now, which is why I am going to Costa Rica at the end of this month, and I booked a one-way flight. I need to book my return soon because I know flights are going up, but I'm actually going to Costa Rica for free. I talk about on my TikTok, also I've been growing a lot on TikTok, but I talk a lot about how I travel for free there. And it's not that I just get free flights or I get free hotels or this and that, but I always find a way to travel on a budget or for less. So basically what happened was I booked my flights with Air Miles. I've been using credit cards to get Air Miles for years, and I have multiple videos on that topic, so I can actually leave them in the description, but go check those out if you have questions. And then my friend who I actually met in Tulum through my other friends, he is going to Costa Rica the same time I am, and he booked a big place and asked if me and my friends just want to like crash there. He said he booked it for multiple people, so we're able to stay there for free. So I'm basically going for free. Of course, I'm gonna have to pay for like food and excursions and things like that, but the bulk of my trip is covered. And that goes back to what I was saying about talking to people, growing your network, making friends, being open-minded, because when you allow opportunities to flow into your life, they will. If you have a negative mindset or a scarcity mindset, you're not going to have these opportunities come into your life. You're not going to be able to meet these people and put yourself in these situations. So for example, when I was moving to Tulum, people think, oh, she was just moving to Tulum to like be bougie or like get like whatever, live on the beach, like she's so rich, whatever it was. No, I had a plan in my mind for Tulum. I knew that I was working from home for my company, the company that I was working for. If I was working from home, why not move to Mexico? I'm living at home right now, not really where I want to be living right now, but I don't mind, and I'm actually so grateful that I'm able to in this point of my life, because I know right now, like, I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I'm getting there and I see everything. I see the wheels turning. I was looking at moving to LA or Miami or all these other places because I could move out. I just chose not to. I don't really want to pay rent here in Austin right now, especially because I'm in this transition and I don't think I'm going to be living in Austin for much longer. I've been here for around 11 years now, on and off, but I think it's time that I really do need a change in my life. So I was looking at all these places I could move to, looking at Airbnbs, and my rent was gonna be around $1,000 or more per month. And then I decided, why not just move to Mexico? And I talk about this in my other video where I talk about quitting my job because it was cheaper. It's called house hacking, and this is one of the forms that you can do, is moving to a place that is a lot cheaper than the place that you currently live in, so you can save money. So I was able to live in Mexico for a lot cheaper than I would have been if I would have gotten an apartment here in the US. And I also knew that Tulum was this hotspot. Everyone was going to Tulum, and I knew that it was kind of pricier. So I knew if I went to Tulum, I would meet people who were kind of in a similar mindset to me. They were probably living alternatively, more into like yoga or wellness or things like that. But they also would be more business minded, because if you're able to just move to Tulum or move to Mexico or whatever, you're probably thinking the same way that I was, where I'm working for this company, but I can move, like I can be remote or whatever. So you're kind of bending the rules, but you're doing it in a way where you are curating your life, you know? So I went there and I met incredible people. I have so many friends that I made over there, and that also presented me with so many opportunities. I got 2 job offers out of that trip that are so much more aligned to what I do and how I want to live my life, and they get it because I don't want to live a corporate life. I don't think most of us do. So I do have these offers. They still stand. I'm still like thinking about taking them, but I'm also really focused on my own company and building my own platforms and all of these things. So that's kind of what I was doing with that, and that's kind of why I'm going to Costa Rica and how I got this opportunity to travel to Costa Rica for free. And then once I come back from Costa Rica, I think I'm actually going to be moving again somewhere else for a longer period of time, actually around 6 months, but that's still in the works, so I'm not going to go too much into that right now. So we're in April right now, and March was kind of a lot of just trying to figure out my footing, get my health back in order, get my mental state back in order, but I'm feeling a lot better right now. And it's April. I have a lot of people that I go to when I'm feeling kind of stuck in my business, and they, thank God for them, they're like my mentors and they're just helping me get through it. And I want to talk about entrepreneurship a bit, and I think this is a really important thing to remember, especially if you're going down this road. So I actually journaled this out right now, and I want to read it to you directly because I think you really need to understand this if you're going to be an entrepreneur, because it is kind of a lonely road. But you need to surround yourself with people who are there to support you, but in the end, it all comes from inside, and this is what I wrote. The thing with entrepreneurship is you must feel worthy of earning money. You need to overcome these limiting beliefs and mental obstacles of imposter syndrome to start to be successful. So what I mean by this is, if you believe that you're not worthy of earning money, or that you can't earn money, or that if you charge people, you're unfairly charging people, you're never going to be successful as an entrepreneur. You need to have that confidence in yourself to be successful. And this is something I struggled with for years, because I've been doing YouTube for so many years. I've been blogging for longer than that, and I've been trying to really do this since I was 18 in reality, and now I'm 25. But I was so unsuccessful for so long, barely earning any money, just trying to do it, but not really asking for payment and this and that, because I really had this huge limiting belief and this intrinsic obstacle of not feeling worthy, of having imposter syndrome, like I didn't have anything to really offer, or people could do it better than me, or whatever it is. But recently I've really been working on this, and I've seen so much progress in myself and my business and just how I carry myself. And I think it's so valuable to tell you guys this and to remind yourself that you can do it and what you have to offer is very special. Not everyone has it, and your experience is valid and it's worthy of earning something from it. So if you are willing to put in the time to really map out your ideas and work hard, because of course it does take a lot of hard work, then you will be successful. And you need to remind yourself that, because for me, I still face this intrinsically. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be successful, I'm not gonna, like, nothing's happening. But then I go to a friend and they tell me, no, you're good, or can you help me with this? Or I got a message like I got yesterday, and it's that external motivation. But if you don't believe it yourself, you're not going to make progress moving forward. So remember that if you're on the same road, that you need to work on your self-confidence, you need to believe in yourself, and when you get over that hump, everything kind of starts to flow in. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now in my journey since I quit my job. There has not been a single day where I regretted my decision. I just want to make that clear. I am so glad I left that company. I was so unhappy in that job. It was really pushing me to lose my identity. I was literally forgetting who I was, what I stood for, all of that. And I'm sure many of you feel the same way, because I've received a lot of messages since I posted that video saying that a lot of you guys are in the same boat as I was. And I want to just say that if you really feel like you're out of alignment with your job, you need to leave, because if you stay in a position that you don't like or you feel is pulling you away from your purpose in this world, you are not creating space for the right things to flow in. And you have to create space for those things, because if you don't, they're not going to be able to fit. And I created that space for those things, and there's no right or wrong decisions in life. You can only go this way or you can go that way. And if you go this way, you might turn left or right, and then you will branch off from there. But you can always take a bad decision or a decision that doesn't align with you and pivot and change where you are, what you're doing. But I'm not saying to go quit your job without a plan. I'm just saying if you feel like you're out of alignment, kind of get in tune with yourself and think about what would make you happy in your life. How do you want to live your life, and what's your purpose? And start journaling about it, start meditating on it, and talk to people, talk to your friends, talk to people who inspire you. That is my biggest hack, is getting mentors, surrounding yourself with people who inspire you. Like I said before, just put yourself out there, get in the area that you think excites you or where you feel like you will grow or you have a calling to, because if something excites you, that is not a coincidence. Like, that is your body telling you, like, this is good, like, this is where you should be. So go ahead and find those things, surround yourself with them, and make your decisions from there. But basically, that is where I am at right now with my life. It's mid-April. I'm going to Costa Rica at the end of the month. I have been releasing my Embrace Your Roots series, which is about my roots, where I came from, how I grew up. I have a video on my upbringing as a third culture child, and also an interview with my aunt about where my mom came from and my mom's side of the family, which is also up on my YouTube channel. I'm posting a lot more content on that also on my TikTok and Instagram. If you haven't connected with me there, I highly suggest you do. I post every single day on those two platforms, so you can connect with me more easily and see what I'm up to in my business and my life on a day-to-day. And of course, please give this video a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment. It can be whatever comment you want down below. Hit subscribe and the bell if you haven't already, to stay up to date with me. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comment section and I will be sure to answer them. And I also want to let you guys know that you can book a consultation with me. So this is kind of what I'm doing right now, travel consultations, but also life consultations, because a lot of people are asking me to help them with their exit plans or plan their life or figure out what career is right for them. You can book time with me on my website. The link to my website is in the description box, and I would be more than happy to hop on Zoom with you and just walk you through where you're at in life and give you advice and hear your story, because honestly, I've been there. I know I have, and I've gotten out, and there are specific things that I was able to overcome and ways that I was able to do it. So I would love to share how I did it and how you can get to a great position in your life as well. So you can always book time with me on my calendar. I am doing a lot of different things right now, so my schedule's kind of all over the place. Which is why I like you guys to book time with me on my calendar. And it is also how I am earning money right now as my job, because I don't have a steady income from a career like I did before. So this is actually like one of the businesses that I'm trying to build. So I hope you guys can find some support from that. I think I've covered basically everything. I'll be going to Costa Rica, so I'll be filming content around that as well. So let me know what you want to see there. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and found it really helpful and got some guidance out of it as well. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.